Oh, hey. Day 3, part 4. So, we are going to be putting our handles together today for our two knives. And still have some hand sanding still left to do, but that's after we get the handles on. We'll hand sand the scales, and then do some touch-up work on the blades. Now, I did end up tempering this thin lawnmower blade a little bit last night. Didn't have much propane, had just enough. I got a little bit of color in it, and just to soften a little bit, and it'll be a much better blade from this point on. So we are going to probably throw some oak on these guys, and they're going to be with some. So I use these are oak slats off the back of a very old dresser that my wife had, but it hadn't been taken very good care of, and for me to refurbish it and get it and restore it, I would have had to replace too much, and I wasn't wanting to basically destroy the damn thing just to refurbish it. So I took it apart and I used the oak out of it, and it is really old oak. So, and it's really nice stuff. So we're gonna use this for both knives, and then we're gonna put some nice bronze pins in it. Now this is what all the knives are going to have. We're going to have some copper tubing, and I'm trying to figure out for scales. So I have some plastics down here, some old cases that when I get done using them, I just throw them down there so I can cut them up and use. So I have some black. I am not really sure where or how this stuff is made up, but let me cut a piece out of it and let's take a look here real quick. Not sure if it's a double bottom or what, so give me a second here. It is kind of thick, so yeah, I think it is a double bottom. So I'm going to get some good stuff out of this, which is great. I can cut some pieces out of it. Let me get it cut here so I can show you what we're looking at here. And I can sand this down a little bit. So I'm going to use this black poly for my liners. That's a pretty good thickness to it. It's going to look really good on, let me put this on the side here. I mean, you're going to have a nice dark black line. So if we look at it like this, that's basically what it's going to look like. Nice dark. So that'll be really cool. So here's our liners, scales, pins, and lanyard sleeve. And I also I'll be crafting sheaths for these two. So when we get done with all this, I'll be sewing up some sheaths also. And hopefully I'll be doing the sheaths tonight for these two. And then I got to work on a project this weekend, and so we will get back to more of the videos for the smithing on Monday. So, or depending on how far I get. If I get my other project done this weekend, like on Saturday, I'll have another video out for the forge to finish and the forge to shape knives. So, without further ado, I am going to get this all prepped and ready to go, and we will see you on the flip side. Bad
'cause hold up, bad blood, there's about to be a massacre. So hold up, blood on the floor, blood on the speakers, fist pump, pumping bad blood through the speakers. Bad blood, there's about to be a massacre. So hold up.
Ever heard about the bad blood story? Took place in 1892. Father said his son to Halsted County, crossed the lines of a family feud. Generation deep, no one knows how it started or how many sides of members departed. It was really bloody on both sides of the battle. Erratic kings gonna protect their castle. Son is walking in the dead of day. A man says, hey, I'm talking to you. Boy looks up, says, sorry, mister, but I have a simple job to do. I have a letter from my daddy, he gave it to me, and I better mail it and come up with one piece. Sir, I don't want any trouble. I know we got beef and we're living on a bubble.
Bad blood, there's about to be a massacre. So hold up, bad blood, there's about to be a massacre. So hold up, blood on the floor, blood on the speakers, fist pump, pumping bad blood through the speakers. Bad blood, there's about to be a massacre. So hold
So
up.
the boy runs home and tells his daddy about the currents at the edge of town. Daddy grabs his gun and his horse and his kid, and the boy turned back around. On the other side of town, a similar situation going on with the family too.
Okay, so we have all of our scale material processed, cut up, pinned, drilled, and rough cut out for both knives. Now we're going to take them over to the belt sanders and sand the outsides down so that we can get rid of that paint and the grooves and everything, and then we'll glue them up. All right. Okay, now I got dust on there, don't I? There we go. Alright, now we got these things sanded. We're going to put them back together, and we're going to do clean up the silhouettes of our scales and our liners with the blades on the inside of them, and then we'll be on to gluing. Okay, so we have all of it shored up and ground. That looks sexy as hell. That black liner on the oak. This is our Forged potato knife, our 50/50. Here's the lawnmower blade. They look really good. Now they're starting to flesh out and look like a knife. So we're gonna get these taken it back apart. We're gonna get them cleaned up, wiped down, and then we're gonna glue them, and we'll let them sit for a while and see what we got going on. So then we'll take them off and go to town working them over. All right. Okay, so we are back, and these are ready to be taken out of the clamps and cleaned up. Looking pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the excess off our pins, and rough sand with our belt filer and our sanders. And then it's just on to super finish work with sandpaper, oils, and some poly sealant that will do on the last thing. So, but the last part of this series will be just me cleaning up the handles to where they get all nice and round, and then I'll take them and hand sand them, and the next time you'll see them after that will be with the other two at the very end, the very last video that we'll do. So enjoy the next sequence, and we'll see you then. So essentially these are done. Just some few minor touches and everything, but here is the finish. It's a knife now. I mean, it just needs some finished touch-up work, but there you are. Next time you see these will be shining beauties. So once again, thank you for everybody who watched and who will watch the stock removal 4-part tutorial. We will be doing a forge to shape and a forge to finish tutorial, most likely 4 parts as well. But be on the lookout for that. It'll probably happen next week. I might be able to get some of it started today. And maybe the first part done today, but they're going to be considerably longer because they are forging knives completely. So a lot of less grinder work on those, but these turned out really, really nice. Really happy with them. I'm gonna hit them with some fine sandpaper, put some olive oil on them, let them sit, a couple coats of olive oil, let that really seep in, and then another light sanding, and then a triple coat polyurethane coat over the handle to help protect it, and maybe a light sanding on the blade, and they're done. So once again, thank you everybody for viewing this 4-part series, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Hit me up on Facebook at Rusty Hammer Forge, or hit me up on Facebook at Nathan Thompson. And happy smithing. Take it easy.